Alright, this should be pretty easy, right? We just go over and kick that giant turtle until he gives us that coin. Oh my god! Well, at least we have 98 lives left. Or not, because apparently we're in the ocean, which counts as Turtle Zone? Okay, I'm kind of confused by the logic, but whatever. So we've had a few water levels here and there, but this is the first proper water world, and, well, only I guess. I mean, we don't have multiple worlds with that theme, but I kind of like this area. Water worlds can kind of go back and forth for me. I'm usually decent with 2D water stages, because they're not too bad. Oh yeah, Shark's invincible, don't screw with him. He's just gonna charge on through no matter what you tell him, but yeah, I'm usually not too bad with 2D water stages. If you'll remember, I'm one of the few people on the planet that actually likes Labyrinth Zone. Super Mario Bros. Though is usually not one of my favorites just because the water areas are kind of boring. Super Mario Bros. 3 was decent. I'm mostly thinking of SMB 1 in that case. Those water levels were kind of terrible, but Super Mario Land 2s are actually pretty good. There aren't too many obstacles here, but it's a decent-looking stage. Though I think there are better themes within this world itself. It's a pretty good way to start off, you know, we're in some fairly shallow water, comparatively speaking. We just dive right into the ocean to start out with, so I think it's pretty neat. Got a little bit of a transition into the water world, and oh, look at that! We got a star, so we can just charge through this area, no problem. Makes everything a lot easier, especially since we can destroy those normally invincible sharks. And they're not usually too bad either way, though. I mean, they might be invincible, but they are fairly slow, and... ah, that was an easy bell. If you get the normal goal, you must be trying to not get a minigame, which I guess makes sense if you're doing a speedrun, you don't want this wasting time, but yeah, this is a really easy bonus game to get. So really, there's no reason to miss it. If you're playing normally, that is. No, there's no whale stage just yet. First, though, we do have this stage, which I really like this one, other than one tiny part of it, but, yeah, this submarine stage looks really cool. I like the fact that it is just a wrecked submarine. It's a really cool idea for a stage. Also, there are Gordos here. We haven't seen those in a while, have we? I think since, like, World 1, right? It's been a little while, at least. They haven't been in the last few, I'm sure of that. But yeah, this is just an all-around pretty cool stage. It's a little less open than the previous stage, so the obstacles are a bit more difficult to dodge, just because you got a little less space, but not too little where it's just annoying or anything. And of course, we also have a bit of normal platforming as well. You know, we're ducking in and out of the water. I think that's pretty cool. That's kind of what I like in a water stage. You know, you're not just in the water, you're also a bit out of the water as well. I generally prefer, like, more shallow areas for that reason, you know. Like, you're on a beach and you can dive into the water, but there are also sections out of it. I think that's pretty neat. I don't think this stage is too long, though, because here we have... yeah, we got the Gordo area. This one's a bit... not huge on this part, because it's kind of a maze, but not really. I mean, it's fairly linear. There's not really too much to do, but we just choose a bunch of paths and we just keep on moving, but there's not really anything special about these paths, and oh, look at that, we got money. Give me that money. Yeah, it's worth only 50 coins, which is a fair amount, but not quite as much as the 999 coins that I did have. But yeah, see it. I think that's a dead end? I'm not quite sure. I think there are dead ends, like over there. I don't know, I chose a good path though, so whatever. And to avoid that obstacle, we have to walk. That is one thing I dislike though, just having to walk underwater like that, because you walk pretty slowly underwater in Mario. This isn't Sonic where he's only, you know, a little slowed down and a little floaty due to water. No, Mario's meant to swim, so... don't worry guys, that was definitely on purpose. You know, I know this has been a no-hit run so far, but that was totally on purpose. That actually there was a reason for that. You know, you might think I'm lying, but there actually is legitimately a reason. So once we get these 3 lives that I do not need at all, I mean, I could go for a power-up, but like I said, that was on purpose. I definitely need to get hits. So, let's go back into the submarine stage for secret exits. Now, this is actually the thing I mentioned when I said I didn't really care for the stage. I mean, there is that kind of mazy section that's not really a maze, but kind of is. I didn't care for that too much, but the secret exit is what I was talking about. I don't care for it at all, because this is the only secret exit in the game that requires you to be Little Mario. Yep, you can't get under here unless you have no power-up, which is kinda dumb. I don't really care for it when games do that. They force you to be Little Mario to find a secret exit. I mean, if it's for a specific reason other than that, then I can't really think of a specific reason in a non-hacked Mario game that would really make sense for you to need to be small. I mean, there are a few areas here and there that you can go into if you're small, but you don't actually need to go to those areas, but yeah, they're not required, so I don't mind those. This is kinda dumb, though. Also, fish, do you really have to be in the way? I think that is a little bit different than the Super Mario World sprite. It's definitely a Super Mario World enemy, I know that. It's just pretty sure he's less detailed than the Super Mario World version, the bonefish. Now we're done with that dumb secret exit, so let's go to the final secret level in the game, as Small Mario. Can't really remember this one. Oh, right, we have to spin jump here, don't we? Just, there we go. Just like that. So yeah, this is pretty much the only other area where you need to spin jump in the game. And also, that's a giant W, and I don't appreciate giant Ws, so we're going to turn it into a sort of almost M sort of shape, except there's a block there, so it's not quite an M. It's a very badly written M, and oh, there's an A. What could this possibly be spelling? An R. Maria? Note to self, don't be Shadow the Hedgehog. It only leads to suffering. Oh yeah, and you can spin jump on top of these boxes, but I'm pretty sure I had to do that before, right? It's been a while, but yeah, it was that one auto-scrolling stage, I think. You could get an extra life by spin jumping on top of a box. And, Mariola? Mariola? Is that what it's spelling? I don't know what it could possibly be spelling, huh? And D... 2. Oh, it was Mario Land 2. But not Super Mario Land 2. No, just ordinary Mario Land 2. It's not super at all. Come on, game, cheer up. You're a Super Mario Land 2, not just an ordinary Mario Land 2, and... that whale looks kinda worried. Oh shit, is Mario gonna enter me? Oh god, he just went right down my throat. Why'd he do that? So yeah, this is one of the more unique-looking stages in the game. We also have Diver Goombas, and these little water sections. Make sure to keep swimming in these little weird-looking water patches. But anyway, as I was about to say, the Diver Goombas may just be a reskin of the Goombas in this game, but they do actually reappear in this series. They're an enemy in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. And... no, I'm thinking of another enemy. I thought you could take off their helmet and they'd just, like, float to the surface, but no, that's the sea urchin enemies in that game. And it's hilarious every time that happens. No, Diver Goombas can just float and avoid your hammer sometimes. Not that hammering is particularly useful against them. They're Diver Goombas, they don't have spikes on them, so it really doesn't make a difference unless you really like the hammer. Anyway, the stage itself is alright. I have to admit, I don't like stomach stages that much, they're kinda gross. I mean, this one's not terrible, but, you know, it's still kind of unpleasant, and there are whale bones everywhere that are very sharp. Does this whale have a few broken ribs? I'm pretty sure most of these bones should be connected. And yeah, this guy's gonna be a pain, isn't he? Yeah, bonefish are annoying in this game, because they don't just keep traveling straight forward until they hit a wall. No, they travel back and forth. They've got the area where they turn around set. It's not a wall, it's just in the middle of the water. And thank goodness that guy didn't just turn on a dime, otherwise I might have been hit. And the boss of this area is... an octopus, which kind of reminds me of a Parodius thing, I think? Kind of looks like, it's either a Parodius boss or a playable character, I forget, but anyway, I just jump on him. Avoid the squid babies, which is fairly easy because they're only underwater, and in order to attack the boss, you have to be out of the water, so it's really not problematic. as long as you don't get under the squid you're not supposed to be under, you'll be fine. And with that, we have all 6 coins. Well, I guess this game's done with. We got all 6 golden coins. No, of course not. We have to go through the gates to Wario's castle. So this is it. We've completed all the worlds in the game, and there's only one stop left. that turtle's got a flag in it. That's kind of cute. But anyway, next time on Super Mario Land 2, we go take our castle back.